All right, it helps to put this closer because that way you can see what we're doing here tonight. And welcome to the Cult of Cinema. I am Aaron. So if you've been here before, wow, that mustn't have been very good. If you haven't been here before, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz that everybody talks about at the beginning of a video. Now, before I went live, I decided to tweet out and let everybody know that I was going live, and I just forgot my phone. So hold on a second, because I want to make sure people know, and we will get into Vinegar Syndrome's big announcement, the Severin announcement that's sort of announced, but not completely officially. Hey there, Charles. Welcome, man. We're talking Vinegar Syndrome, and we're talking Severin tonight. Hey there, Dave. And we are going to be going through some of the really neat, interesting stuff that they announced. Hey there, Death Bomb. By the way, Death Bomb has a really great website with some amazing records and stuff you can buy, so be sure to check that out. Hey there, Vince. Hey there, Videodrome. You are here in the first minute. Hey there, Mary. How's it going? So, have you guys seen the announcements for Vinegar Syndrome yet? Yo, Griff. Evening. I'm going to grab my phone because I want that near me because I got stuff I want to show you guys right here. Stay right there. It could be MGM related. We're not quite sure. That's what we need to discover tonight, actually. Is it MGM related? That's that we need to find out. Because we do know that there was oh yeah, we're going to get to that too. There's a couple announcements. But let's go with the big one first. The one that Death Bomb just mentioned, just announced. Hey there, Shadow. Welcome. Okay, so Scanner Cop is coming from Vinegar Syndrome. So there's a couple ways that this could be coming out. If you guys are like me, you're probably, yo Luke, hi, a big fan of this film. It is a kind of a sci-fi action Scanners film, because you got the Scanner franchise, you did the Scanners, which was the David Cronenberg film, you got Scanners 2, you got Scanners 3, and then they went off into the Scanners Cop series, and there's two of those. There's Scanners Cop and there's Scanners Cop Showdown. Now, they're all done by Pierre David, who is pretty much a prolific genre producer here in Canada. He's pretty much the Roger Corman of Canada when it comes to this type of stuff. If you look at Pierre David's name, there's a lot of stuff that's been produced by him. The Scanners series is one of the big ones. Of course, Scream Factory originally had Scanners 2 and 3 put out on Blu-ray. Those, I think, went out of print. It was a double feature. And there was, of course, Scanners that was put out by Criterion releasing. Are there Scanners Cop sequels? There's one Scanners Cop sequel. And like before, there's one Psycho Cop as well. So there's two initial ways. Hey there, and ready. We're talking about the Scanners Cop coming out there. Watching Rad, are you, Thomas? Welcome, man. Don't you just love that opening Rad with all those bike things? Okay, so Scanners Cop could be coming out one or two ways, I think. I don't think this is going to get a normal Vinegar Syndrome release. So we're looking for one or two things here. Either, one, they're going to put this out as same to do with Martial Law and Martial Law 2, and maybe do both of them together as a VSA release, and we're going to get a double feature that way. Or another thing, and not a lot of people have talked about this, but considering it is a Scanners Cop release, and considering it is being done by Vinegar Syndrome, and considering that Beastmaster was their first VSU, there is a possibility that Scanners Cop could become a VSU release. And for those that aren't familiar with what a VSU is, they started it in October, and actually November, which was their Black Friday sale. It was Vinegar Syndrome Ultra, where they put out Beastmaster with this big box set with a 4K release and a book and all kinds of sections to it. Scanners Cop could go either as a VSU, because it fits along the line of what you'd see of like one of those style films, or it could go along a VSA release. I don't see it going into a normal Vinegar Syndrome release, but there are some great features that they put on a Scanners Cop release, and it has never gotten a good release before. I have Scanners Cop on DVD, and I can honestly tell you it's not a very good DVD release. It's actually it's fairly crappy, and I'm looking forward to updating that. Now, is that it coming in February? I really don't think so. I don't think that's a February release. I think, if anything, Scanners Cop is probably going to be one of the May releases. So, as you guys know, I am still to this day trying to see if I can do the halfway thing and get the May releases, and it's a juggling thing up in the air. So we're going on that. Is Psycho Cop on Blu-ray? Psycho Cop isn't. Psycho Cop 2 is. Of course, that came out from Vinegar Syndrome. Psycho Cop is not as good as Psycho Cop 2. But I eventually would like to have it because I'm a completionist. How many VSUs does Vinegar Syndrome release a year? We don't know. Actually, I don't think Vinegar Syndrome really knows because they're not quite sure. Much like the VSA releases, when they started, they said, we're going to be putting these out every once in a while. We don't really have a time frame or an amount that are coming out every year. But either way, you're going to get a lot of really cool releases. And this whole Scanners Cop release, by the way, is something that has been wanted by a lot of collectors for a very long time. So I'm very excited about this. I'm very stoked about this release. And I think it was Delirium magazine that actually put out the announcement of this. So it was kind of leaked by them. Hey there, Chris. Welcome, man. Are you excited? Are you excited, Chris? Are you excited about Scanners Cop? And potentially, probably, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe Scanners Cop Showdown. Well, if you like Scanners 2 or 3, like, they're kind of fun. If you haven't seen them, Videodrome, they're fun films. Like, Scanners is a pretty serious film. It can be kind of dry. Hey there, Chemical Brother. Welcome, man. But Scanners 2, because the lead is pretty dry and pretty bland himself. But he said that's kind of the way that he played it. He wanted to make the character more... And it's hard when you're a lead and you're going up against a bad guy that's played by Michael Ironside. Yeah, that's kind of that's a rough road to get on. Scanners Cop 2, I think had David Hewlett in it, and Scanners Cop 3, I had a lot of guys with black hats. I remember that much. Scanners 2 and 3. I mean, Scanners Cop and Scanners Cop Showdown were the kind of like the offshoot sequels. Were more action oriented. They're action sci-fi, so they're ones that me and my better half would watch together. It's that type of stuff. Welcome, Alan. Hey there, Daz. So needless to say, it's something I'm extremely excited about. As you can see, I'm talking a lot here. There's a lot of that right here in the chat tonight. There's another Vinegar Syndrome thing that we got to talk about tonight as well, because they did put up a banner which we're going to look into. You use your $5 Vinegar Syndrome coupon before it expires in March. I've never $5 coupons for me are never a problem to get used. Needless to say, I used it already. I unboxed what I used it with because I had a gift card from a great viewer on here by the name Matthew. If you're here, Matthew, I know you don't talk on it very often, but thank you so much. That's how I got my Lucio Fulci. Speaking of which, for those that aren't on my Instagram or my Twitter, I'm wearing a Fright Rags limited edition t-shirt that my better half got me. That was kind of a surprise. And I'll show that right now because I'm very, very excited about it. It's a very sexy tee. I hope that you guys were able to pick it up when it initially came out. The announcement, there's a couple things, Alan. But first off, Scanners Cop's coming to Vinegar Syndrome. And this here is the limited edition Lucio Fulci t-shirt that came out from Fright Rags. And I'm super stoked to have it. So, Alan, the first part of the announcement is that Scanners Cop is coming out. I guess the other thing, and I did mention this in my last stream, is that for February, we're going to get the 90s slasher film, The Fear, which has Wes Craven in, actually, in a cameo, kind of small role. But actually, it's kind of cool. So we got that coming out as well. So we got Scanners Cop coming out. We got the Fear in February. We got a box set, a Forgotten Gialli box set. Well, normally what they do for the pre-orders, Griff, basically is that it's not like a pre-order when it comes to like Black Friday pre-order when all of a sudden you get it and it's only on there for 3 days. No, when it's a February or March or whatever pre-order, that bundle stays up usually for around 2 to 3 weeks, like for you to be able to buy the bundle. Now this is coming up on February the 1st, so I'd say it's going to be up for at least 2 weeks. I did ask for the February bundle for my birthday. So fingers crossed with everything that's going on. The Horror USA book's amazing. I've been exhausted recently. Every night I go to bed and I read at least a page or two out of the horror about the Exploitation USA book, and then I get tired because I've been working my butt off recently. Pretty Maids All in a Row, Vince. That one, as far as I know, is still with Warner Archives. All right. Hey there, Brian. We got Brian in here. And who's Brian? Well, if you don't know, which you really should, this is Brian Sauer, who has suggested this YouTube channel, which, by the way, came out recently, which is amazing. He does great stuff. But if you're watching his YouTube channel and you haven't listened to the Just of This podcast, which I've been lucky enough to be on a few times, thanks again for that. Make sure you check out the Just of This podcast. And while you're at it, there's another one. Yeah, there is a Pure Cinema podcast, the official podcast of the New Beverly Cinema, and Brian Elric Kane does that, and that is amazing as well. Elric does all the Colors of the Dark podcasts with Rebecca McHenry, which you should all be checking out. And I just recently did a podcast for Cobwebs, for the Paul Naschy Wolfman film, and one of the 12 Paul Naschy Wolfman films, and for the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. So a lot of stuff there. Hey there, Trash Man, how's it going? All right, that's a lot, huh? See, I can chill with the best of them. I'm good with that. Hey there, Ron. Ron, well, we just talked about the fact that Scanner Cop is getting a release from Vinegar Syndrome. But here's the thing. For the guys that just came in, I'd want to drop this question here because I want you guys to think about it. I want me to give you your thoughts on this. Scanner Cop, do you think this is going to be a VSA release? I don't think it's going to be a regular Vinegar Syndrome release. Thank you, Brian. I love the episode. It was a blast. I'm a big Paul Naschy fan. He's watching Paul Naschy stuff. So anytime you want to do a Paul Naschy-centric thing as well, I'm here, man. So it could be a VSA release. Vinegar Syndrome Archive. It could very well be Vinegar Syndrome Archive release. And they may even do both of them. Maybe they're doing both of them. Or just want to put this out there. It could be a VSU release. This could be something that could fit among the VSU, the Vinegar Syndrome Archives. So Vinegar Syndrome Ultra. There we go. Okay, so let's look at something. All right, before I go any farther, next image could be slightly disturbing or grotesque for people that do not like eye things, because this is eye related. This is eye shattering. This is enormous. We're going to go with that. Should I pre-order the 4K box set of Demons 1 and 2 from Arrow, or do I think I should wait to see what Synapse ends up doing with their own 4K Demon set potentially? I personally would go with the Arrow edition. That's what I'm going to go with. That's my thoughts. Indy, you just jumped in. I don't mind saying it again. People don't mind hearing it again. I hope not. Hopefully you're doing okay over there. So, Vinegar Syndrome, Scanner's Cop. The two have met. They're coming together this year. We know Delirium Magazine leaked it out. We know that Scanner's Cop is coming. We just don't know if it's going to be on a VSA release, like a Vinegar Syndrome Archive, or a VSU release, because it could do either. Do I think every VSU release will have the same elaborate packaging as Beastmaster? I do. I think that I heard that the trademark that type of packaging, and because of that, you're going to see a lot of VSU releases with these really cool things. They're going to be pricier, so if you can get into the subscription portion of Vinegar Syndrome, do so, because you're going to save a lot of money in the long run. Even if you don't get the VSU, VSA releases right there, right away, you do get 50% off of them, because you get 50% off coupons for every release that's not into the subscription. That is a massive savings. I've never seen Scanner's Cop, but it's two of them. There's Scanner's Cop and Scanner's Cop Showdown. So there's two to check out. You're thinking double feature VSA for Scanner's Cop? Me too, but I was going through a channel, and I was thinking, that would make a really good double feature right along with martial law. And then I thought, I was upstairs and I was putting back some movies into my movie shelf up there, and I put in like Beastmaster. I said, what if they did that? What if Scanner's Cop was a VSU? And then I could just picture what it would look like with the big box and the opening up with the Scanner's Cop and the different type of artwork that they could use and utilize. And not gonna lie, kind of blew my mind. Either way, even if it's a VSA release, still gonna blow my mind. I don't think it's going to be a regular release. And from everything we've seen from them, we'll go over what's coming out this year from Vinegar Syndrome, by the way. I do have it still up there. And I'm not gonna lie, Master Chaos TV gave me the idea to keep the Vinegar Syndrome stuff up there. If you're not checking out Master Chaos TV, you really should. He's a really nice guy, and he really does some great videos. One most hilarious is still the one where he's unboxing his stuff and showing his wife what he bought, and he bought a lot. They're kind of connected. I mean, like Pierre David, I'm pretty sure he produced the first Scanners as well. But of course, him being the producer of them, Indy, he was able to produce like Scanners 2 and 3, and then Scanners Cop and Scanners Cop Showdown. I remember really liking Showdown and liking Scanners Cop as well. I thought they were a lot more fun. I'm gonna say something controversial. Are you ready? Hey there, Vincent. Welcome, man. This is something controversial. I'm going to say it's hopefully it don't lose me viewers. Jason, Scanners Cop is coming. Scanner, the original Cronenberg Scanners film. I'm going to say it. It's my least favorite in the Scanners franchise. Oh, Master Chaos TV. He does some really good stuff, Luke. I would recommend checking him out. He's consistent. He's on a day-by-day basis. He lives out there in LA, I think. And he's done some good stuff. Oh, Indy, I'm going to bring you... No, the eye pick's what I'm going to get to next, Vince. So let's do that right now. I'm going to show you guys the eye pick. You guys tell me what you think of it. So here we go. Look at it right there in all its gory glory. Are we ready to see the eye pick? Yes, we are. So look right there. So new February releases will be revealed and up for pre-order on February the 1st. And there is the eye. So can any of you cinephiles out there figure out exactly where that grotesque looking eye is from? I'm very, 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 very curious about this. It's mucky. And we know that is going to be one of the Forgotten Gialli, one of the titles from the Forgotten Gialli Volume 3 set, because we already know what the other titles coming out for February. We know that we're getting Blade in the Dark, which is an Umberto Lenzi title, and we are also getting one that I forgot. Let's go right here. I'll find out right now. Not Rush Week. We're getting a Blade in the Dark. Oh yeah, we're getting The Fear. That's what I forgot. I forgot The Fear. Can't forget The Fear. But look at this. Look how gory this is. Let's see if we can get a bigger picture on this. I warned you. I did warn you. We can't get a big picture. Oh, that's a shame. So there you go. What do you think of the eye? Send in the Vampire Retreat is still not been released by Lionsgate. Hopefully soon, Videodrome. That's a good one. Hey there, Craig. Hey there, 82. Welcome, man. Scanner Steak. Nice. I'm good to see it's not too hard of a... I don't think it's Lindsay's eyeball. I really don't. That was my first thought, Vincent. But I don't think we're going there. We got one Lindsay flick. That would be neat if they did that. But that's already been out. I think, I don't think of eyeball as one of the forgotten. Jealous, let's put it. I don't think Blade in the Dark either. Blade in the Dark is not Forgotten Giallo. I didn't say Blade in the Dark, did I? Oh, Hitcher. Hitcher in the Dark. I love Blade in the Dark, though, so cool little film by Lamberto Bava, which kills off the kid from House by the Cemetery at the very beginning of the film. Now, people have said different things. People have said Bell from Hell. People have said Anguish. Hey there, Trini. Hey there, Mike. How's it going? What do you think? Four Flies is... definitely not forgotten. Forgotten Argento, maybe? I don't know. I would love to see a new Four Flies, but I think if that was getting a release, that would get its own big release. I don't think that's going to come in it. Reminds you of Terrorvision. Terrorvision is a fun film, but obviously we don't think of that. This is a Gialli, so what could it be? It's a bloody looking eyeball. It's very Italian looking. We know that. Hitcher in the Dark Indie coming this February from Vinegar Syndrome. Four Flies is a good one, and Shames did a good job in that. But I would love to get a bigger release of Four Flies. I'd buy that in a second. I don't. Iffy. If I consider Anguish Giallo, really, probably not. Which lessens, definitely lessens a chance, right? But hey there, Eddie. Welcome. You'd be glad to know, Eddie, because Eddie here is the board game guy, and he gets cool points for that. That although I'm not showing them on here today, uh, I managed to go back. Remember when I showed those board games the other day, and I managed to do a deal with the guy, and I came out with 23 more board games. Yeah, Eddie, 23. So eventually I will show them on channel. And for those that weren't here for that last video, they're not normal like board games when you're talking about like Monopoly or anything like that. They're actual like board games, some are to print. I don't know what it could be. I mean, I'm really thinking about it like hard. Like I'm not trying to like when the fear came up, within 2 seconds, I knew right away that was the fear. They said, "Oh, we got a '90s slasher movie coming." I went on the banner when the banner came up. I was like, "Oh, that's the fear." You can tell right away. But with this one here, with the eyeball, I don't. And a lot of people are like, I think I know the eyeball, but I'm not quite sure. So there's the issue with that is they think they know the eyeball, but they're not quite sure. Oh, Wendy, don't worry, I'll get you hooked up with that video for sure. It was a really I thought it was a really good video. Some people like just went off because they didn't like board games, but hey, everybody likes their own thing. I try to make sure that this channel is more movie centric, but it has a little bit of everything. I talk about comics, talk about movies, video games. Hey there, River, welcome. For those that don't know, it is getting closer and closer into to the to the end of PS4 and the end of the Xbox One that they'll be going out and they'll be bringing in the new systems. So what's happening right now, just a little aside really quick for you guys, that means that your local Walmart is drastically lowering the prices on a ton of games. And remember, PS4 titles are transferable to your PS5. So I saw some today running around $5. And initially, yo, Sam, welcome, man. I know I saw you up there, but I don't know if I said hi, so I'm saying it again. I wanted to go in, like, do a $20, like, out and about video. I will do one eventually. Don't have $20 on my name right now, but I will eventually do a $20 out and about video where I'm going to go out and I'm going to go and like search for some of the games and find the best that I can find for $20 total. Dave, I really don't know. I mean, some people are saying Bell from Hell, which would be, I don't know if that's really, does that hit as Giallo? I mean, it does, sort of. I'm trying to remember. Does anybody know if Pepiti's The House with Laughing Windows, I'd probably butcher that name of the way, has an eyeball sequence in it? Because I would love to see The House with Laughing Windows. Like, I got it on DVD, like not a great copy, but I would love to have that on Blu-ray with some features. Oh yeah, the display. That's been in a few videos now. And as you can see, Indy, I'm using OBS Stream. And that's kind of been my way to go and do this right now. Hey there, Ringo. Welcome, man. For those that haven't done it and you came in and you've been here for a minute or two, there's that like button that you can hit. It really helps me. It warms the cockles of my heart when you hit the like button. So like, spike the video so we can actually make sure that when I'm making one of these videos, you guys know. And when I know about things early, I let you guys know early. And we can discuss all that kind of cool, awesome, sexy stuff on here as well. For those that are so inclined, that want to either donate, I got a donation button, that link down below. I got a super chat thing right there. And when you do that, well, your name comes up on the screen, and a zombie does as well. Just so you know. We'll put that out there for the videos. Hey there, Kubrick. Welcome, man. What do you think? Kubrick, are you excited? Are you excited? Scanner's Cop is coming out on Scanner's Cop is coming out on Blu-ray finally. Like number 18? Well, thank you, Videodrome. Loving that. And thank you guys for everybody that's come on here and liked and is watching this video or has shared it or let some people know. I truly appreciate it. it's a rough time, January. I know not a lot of people can do things like donate or that, and that's understandable. But even leaving a like on here and a message always helps out the channel. So don't think that I don't notice any of that stuff. I really do, and I really appreciate it. Have I ever played Nightmare? I did. It was a VHS game. I had Nightmare and I had Rich Little Charades, which I think I got. I might have got Rich Little Charades from, not from a store, but I think I got from Avon. Avon, the place that like sells makeup and stuff. Yeah, I remember getting Rich Little Charade. They used to have some games and stuff there. Scanners is okay, but the Scanner sequels, you're gonna totally disagree with me, Kubrick, but I liked them better. Did I see Microsoft try to double the price of Xbox Live? I heard about that. They decided not to go through with it. That is a good move. Oh yeah, I am there. I'm there for the Gialli. Like the Mystery Machine. You know what the neat thing about that is, River? We are such big Scooby fans that we actually have another one of those downstairs just in case something happens with the original. But yeah, that like, if the fact that they even thought about that, Microsoft thought about it, and they almost got away with doing it, like that, like just cinched it even more that my first next gen console, PS5. Rich still alive? I'm Kubrick. I don't think so. Is Rich still alive? Is he? Great. If you don't know Rich Little's guys, and I would understand, especially if you're younger. Really good impersonation. Yeah. Oh, impersonator. There we go. I'll get it these days once in a while. You got a Lego Mystery Machine? That is so cool, man. The bender head, yeah. Hard sometimes to get up there because when you're taking it down, it kind of comes open sometimes. I do have Clue, the video, the VHS one. You're a big Obscura Lupa fan? Me too, actually. And Phalus. Yeah, I got Clue. I don't have Clue 2. I got Clue about like 6 months ago. I still collect. I collect a lot of things. Board games are one of those things. But I'm stoked. I have no idea what that is. And beyond the eye portion of it, there's still a third title within that Forgotten Galaxy. We have no clues for. We have no idea what it is. And it's only a few days until we're gonna know. I don't think there's any more like clues gonna come out. If they do, well, I will be making a special live video for them. And obviously on February the 1st, no matter what day it is, I will try to make a live video for that day because that is a big announcement day. So no matter what else is coming out that day, then make sure you check on February the 1st for me doing that as well. Do I watch Adventure Time? I actually love Adventure Time. Not so much lately, but the first couple seasons. Dean Martin Celebrity Roast. I actually my dad got me a Dean Martin Celebrity Roast set once, and I haven't got around watching all of it yet. But yeah, me and my better half have watched the Clue episodes from Obscura Lupa, and we watched her Cynthia Rothrock ones as well. Well, everyone, unfortunately, right now got to pay for online a bit. It started with Xbox Live. They started it, this whole thing. For the longest time, PlayStation had theirs, had kind of like, there was online, but it wasn't live. But it wasn't pay. And then they did it, and then, like, Nintendo, at a lesser amount, said, we'll do it too. We'll just make it a lot less. Nintendo's really good about that. But Nintendo's got a lot of things they got to work on, though. Remember Rich Little on television? Was he on the show? That's incredible. I think he was on there before. Don Rickles on that. Rich Little's best thing, though, and this is one thing I know for 100% was sold for Avon, by Avon, by the way, was Rich Little's Christmas Carol. One of my favorites, a staple in my house. My cousin Raj, I think he had a VHS or a DVD of it. I was really jealous of him, and amazing stuff. Your birthday is February 1st, Trash. Well, happy early birthday, and be here on February the 1st, and I'll say happy birthday to you right on the channel as well. We all will. I've seen the trailer on Amazon for the Invincibles. Wait a second. When you're saying Invincible, do you mean the comic book about the son who kind of his dad was like the Superman type character. Are we talking about that Invincible? Because if we are, holy crap, yeah, I want to see that. Because that was one of my favorite like comic series. Oh well, then, dude, I'm seeing it yet, but I will see it because that blows my mind. I'm not sure how the animation's being done, but 82 it's a great comic. You haven't read it, it's a fantastic read. Ruth Buzzy. No, Invincibles. It's like Invincibles. It's this. How do you put it? I want to without giving anything away. There is this kind of this teen character whose father is pretty much like equivalent in this universe to this universe is Superman, and he eventually becomes a hero himself. And I can't tell you anything else, but there are so many twists and turns. It's interesting. The characters are well fleshed out. It gets extremely dark in certain places, but I think you'll enjoy it. Sort of like Superman. Well, we'll just leave it at that and let people find out for themselves what actually happens. But it's not like comedic like The Incredibles. It's much darker than that. Though there is like good like character humor in the series. We're like getting into everything here. We have gone from Scanner Cop. Is this a VSU or VSA? We've talked about the Fear, which is coming to Vinegar Syndrome in February. We've talked about the Forgotten Gialli box set. We've even looked at that eye, and oh man, that eye is creepy, isn't it? And gross. I'm glad I got Amazon Prime. I haven't seen much of The Boys yet. I've seen like around the first 5 episodes, so I'm far behind Dave. But I've read the comic series. Churches and his death on a baseball around the world. It's different than you. Well, you know what it is. You know how it's going to go. But so we're here. Indy, I hope you're still here because what I'm going to do now is let's break down the Vincent, the one you haven't seen yet either. I'm going to show you the Fear. We're going to go to the to IMDb listing for that. I'll give you an idea what the Fear is, and then we're going to go and look into the Vinegar Syndrome from February right on up to December. Or so we'll break down the whole title. So let's do that right now. There's the eye, guys. For those that did not see the eye, there's that out damn spot. There's that bloody eye. So I am gonna put your messages here on my iPad because that way, when I'm looking at this, I can see what you guys are saying, and I cannot see what you guys are saying right now. Animation same size as DC animated films. That's pretty good. It depends on DC animated films. So there we go. There it is right there. But Indy, you wanted to know what the Fear was. There actually is 2 of these films. So let's put the come on, give me the picture. So this is the cover for the Fear. I've got like I used to have this edition, but I have like right now I got it on like a 3 or 4 pack, I think, which is it's really not a very good version of it. Pimp out as many channels as you want, man. Rad LP. Actually, there's great music on Rad River, so I'd love that. So that's Fear right there. There's the creature. And basically, a weekend group goes to a remote cabin for fear therapy, where while each person is working to conquer their fears, they're being terrorized by a living monster made of wood. Pretty cool, huh? There were 2 Fear films. Heather Medway and Turco Vince Edwards. By the way, The Fear is Vince Edwards' last film. It's the last film he ever made, I think. We got Anna Karen in this one as well. Eric Wise. And as you can see right here, Wes Craven as Dr. Arnold. And Stacey Edwards, too. So we got a really good cast when it comes to this one. Satan's Blood. I think they're all worth picking up, actually. I think it's a good month. January is a good month for Vinegar Syndrome. So if you haven't, if you're looking at the stuff, I really think it's really neat stuff. You start following me on Instagram, I'll follow you back, man. If I haven't started following yet, I promise I will. And if I don't, remind me, because I have a sucky memory. But there you go. So what are you thinking, Indy? Do you like it? Let's see if there's any more pictures from the Fear here. I want to see if there's any more. We got a guy on fire. That's Stacey Edwards. I know Stacey Edwards when I see her. We can see a bit of the creature right there. And a guy with an axe. Maybe there might be a bit of a spoiler. Don't look. Don't look. There might be some spoiler. And giant rats. Or spiders. Or either way. Freaks me out. Don't like that. Let's go on from there. There were 2 Fear movies. You are right, Videodrome. I only have ever had the first one. I've seen the second one on VHS back in the day. I would love to see them get both of them. I cannot remember if it's the same guy that did the second one. I know it was Vincent Robert directed the first one, written by Rodden Ford. I know that. Fear Resurrection. That was the second one right there. Let's see. Creature doesn't look quite as good as the first one. Chris Angel. I'm guessing it's not the Chris Angel. It's the Chris Angel that's the director that often gets confused with the Chris Angel, the illusionist. Though it's got Gordon Curry, who of course was a Canadian actor. Philip Rise. Actually good cast in this one too. Brendan Belser, Betsy Palmer. Oh yeah, I forgot Betsy Palmer was on that one. Yeah, both of them all had some like fairly decent actors in them. Is that a horror version of Pinocchio? No, pretty much the Fear. It's an actual thing. Is that there are like kind of inanimate objects like dummies, wooden figures, or sometimes stuffed that people use in therapy for like you can project, you can talk to it. Like there's no judgment. You can project your own fears, thoughts, anxieties upon these things. It's just that this one comes alive and really, really gets to you. Morty. Yeah, I think it's Morty. I think you're correct. Damn it, Enred, you got a damn good memory, man. So let's go over the Vinegar Syndrome through the months. I'm still trying to convince myself that it's going to be worth it, and convince my better half as well. So you got to help me, guys. So we got coming up really soon, and some people probably already got these: Cthulhu's Mansion, Satan's Blood, Dark Tower, were the 3. Of course, there was a Peakorama title. I don't really go much into the Peakoramas. Now, if you did want to get Peakorama titles, February's coming up, so you want to get something romantic for your better half, or you want your better half to get her something romantic for you, well, they usually have, I can't quote that they're going to have this year, but they did last year, their Valentine's Day sale. So you can get romantic titles for everybody. Whether it be Pretty Peaches, Taboo, or one of the other titles that like just warms your heart. Now let's get back there. Let's not do that. So, my God, my computer's not my friend today. We're only on Slightly Talking. You just got your January package. I am very jealous, Shadow. I really want this stuff. Uncle Fister, welcome, man. The announcement is that Scanner's Cop is coming to Vinegar Syndrome. We don't know in what format, whether it's going to be a VSA or a VSU. Most of us are thinking it's probably going to be a VSA release. And maybe we'll get Scanner's Cop Showdown. That we're not sure about yet, but Delirium magazine broke the news earlier on today. We also don't know quite yet what the eyeball title is, but it's going to be interesting to find out. Hey there, Cinematic Collector. Welcome, man. So, February we don't get Rush Week. That's being pushed back. Instead, we're getting in place of it, Hitcher in the Dark, and which is an Umberto Lenzi film. With that, we're going to be getting The Fear, which is a really cool 90s like slasher film, and we're going to be getting the Forgotten Gialli box set. March brings us Death Promise, another 80s slasher film, and an 80s horror film. We don't know what they are. We just know that those are the 3 titles that are coming in March. That's my birthday month, guys. April gets a really big title with the box set of homegrown horror, so regional horror box set coming out there, all set in the all done from 80s titles. So really, really, really looking forward. Hey there, Dungeon Studio, to checking out that type of stuff. And one of they've already released what one of the titles in that set's going to be. It's going to be Beyond Dream's Door, which we will look at. And let's look at it now. Let's do it now. So let's look for Beyond Dream's Door. Helps if I spell it right. I think I saw it there. Yep, 1989. Year I graduated from high school, so that way you guys can figure out how old I am and how ancient I am. So, Ben's nightmares come back to haunt him and his friends in this psychological supernatural horror film. We got like Nick Baldassari as Ben Dobbs. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Daniel Carnival as Ben Dobbs in the future. Raymond Michael Bell as Dead Dreamer. Michelle Lorch as Dead. A lot of Dead Dreamer characters there. Oh no, none of Alan Vinegar Syndrome now only does Blu-ray releases. They don't do any more like DVDs. So it looks like a really cool one. It's not too gory. Let's look at it and just see what we can see here. Pretty intense. Not a lot of stuff. Like there's some good like shots on the faces of the characters. There's going to be some cleanup to do on that one, which I'm sure they do. So Kubrick, you are younger than me. Okay, so there's two other films that are coming out in April. We don't know which, plus two other VS releases. So April could have VSA releases, VSU releases. It just says VS releases. So it's leaving it kind of as a mystery into what it's going to be. Now in May's the big one. That is a halfway to Black Friday one. And that is going to be one of their biggest and most expensive months of the year. You're going to get a 4K UHD, whether that's going to be a VSU or a regular 4K VS title, we don't know yet. 4 other mostly horror titles that are coming, which includes the 2 halfway to Black Friday surprise titles. June, we get 3 Vinegar Syndrome releases. We don't know at all what they are, just that the Vinegar Syndrome releases. Peakorama title, if you're into that stuff. July, again, 3 more Vinegar Syndrome releases. And in those releases includes a 3-film box set. It doesn't say Forgotten Gialli. It doesn't say like regional horror. It's a box set and we do not know what it is. It is an unknown. Hey Luke, have a great evening. Thanks for coming back in and coming in. I'll see you again soon. And enjoy the groceries shopping, man. The Bloody Murder movie. That would be a nice one for them, actually. They should get in contact with him. With Dave Sterling. We also got here, and on August, we're at August now. Yes, we are. I almost lost my place. 3 Vinegar Syndrome releases, including Devil's Story. What is Devil's Story? What is Devil's Story? Let's find out. Why guess when you can know? I'm loving this. A zombie wearing a Nazi SS uniform terrorizes the French countryside. We talked about this one before, actually. Nothing is classier than a French film, except maybe a French film with Nazi zombies. Always a good fun release. So let's see this cover. Looks like a German. Oh my God, I totally love this. Look at this cover. Look how gorgeous that is. That is weird. There's a mummy in the background. There's a half-naked girl running. I think that's a ghost ship by a house. You gotta love that. The Nazi zombies got a huge gun because, he's a Nazi zombie. He's got to have a huge gun, I guess. It's a German-French release. So there you go. Done in 1986. Awful in the best way, though. The Scream Factory have any good sales coming? I don't know, man. I hammer with extras. Did you watch, if you haven't watched it, Nathan Jones did an amazing comeback video where he unboxed a lot of stuff, showed off a lot of titles that he got. Make sure you check that out. It's really, really good. All right, so Devil's Story and 2 other titles. So going to be an interesting month, the month of August. September is going to be great as well. So we got Shallow Grave. What's Shallow Grave? Well, we're going to find out what that is right now, too. Shallow Grave is one I always remember the cover for. I'm pretty sure it'll be down here somewhere. Yeah, it will. Come on. A lot of 80s horror coming out from Vinegar Syndrome. So this is the cover for Shallow Grave right here. This is kind of a revenge, kind of a wrong place, wrong time type of film, if I remember correctly. Other artwork for it. This is sexy artwork for it, man. Embassy release. So, again, plot-wise, passing through a small Georgia town on their way to Florida, four young college girls witness the local sheriff murder a woman. They try to escape before he murders them too. By Richard Stiles, writer George Edward Fernandez, also known as George Fernandez, and stars Tony March, Lisa Stahl, and Tom. I know Lisa Stahl. I know I do, but I don't know what I know her from right now. So let's check that out. I'm kind of curious. Miss Stahl, what do I know you from? Jerry Maguire, I've seen it. Baywatch Nights, probably. Pacific Blues, so yeah, for sure. For sure, Baywatch. Oh, she was in VIP. Of course I know it. Pacific Sliders, she was on an episode of Sliders too, so yeah, I know her. She was in Silk Stocking, yeah, she was. Okay. Hey there, Ken, welcome, man. So we got Shallow Grave, a 3-film Euro horror Giallo box set that's coming out in the month of September. That's going to be really baller, guys. That's going to be really awesome. So that's the third box set since April. That's and fourth box set if you include like February. That's a lot of box sets this year. You watch way too much Pacific Blue. Okay, so we also got here another title that we don't know what it is. It's a mystery. October month, you know we're getting horror in October month. That's what they do. We're going to get one 4K UHD release and 3 others. Could we possibly be getting from Vinegar Syndrome our very first 4K UHD horror title? That would be amazing to get. And 3 others. Doesn't matter. October, they got my money anyway because they do every year in October. November as well. 2 4K UHD releases. It could be VSU. You don't know. But there's 2 dedicated 4K UHD releases and 3 others, including the 2 Black Friday titles. And because November is so expensive for all of us, they let most of us off and they say, relax, spend your money on your family. Unless you like dirty movies, then there's a peek around, 2 peek around releases coming. Then you can watch those because those are fun. Thank you, Cinematic Collector. For those that have not seen it, I dropped a review tonight, which I hope you all check out. It's my Ultraman Tarot review. And even if you're not totally into Ultraman Tarot, which I'm going to try to get you into when you watch the review and get you into the Ultraman franchise itself, watch it for my stunning personality and charming good looks. For that is another reason to hopefully watch that video. I'm a shilling, guys. There we go again. Let's take one more look at the eye. That freaks me out. What is that? It's a green eye, I know that. Really oddly uniquely done. Rush Week is a early 90s, I think, slasher film. I haven't seen it in a long time, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. 89, okay. You're graduated. So, when Tony Daniels, an ambitious student reporter, goes in search of an exciting story, she discovers the dark secrets of Tambers College. Let's find out the full summary here. 3 beautiful co-eds have disappeared, leaving behind some bizarre clues. Are the disappearances related to the fraternity rituals of Rush Week? Are they lined to the tragic deaths of the dean's daughter? Are they lined? Connected. We'll go with connected. Skeletons pop up from every closet and veiled threats fly as Tony follows this twisting trail of clues that leads to an intense and shocking surprise ending. And it looks like Tony is played by Pamela Ludwig. Alan Roy Thynes is in it as well. Roy Thynes is always a fantastic actor to check out. Anchor Bay did release Rush Week. That's a ways back. The Bible could be Mansion of the Doomed. You're right, actually. I didn't even think about Mansion of the Doomed. Let's bring up Mansion of the Doomed, guys. Yeah, didn't Charles Band put out a not very good edition of Mansion of the Doomed? An insane surgeon finds himself up to his armpits and eyeballs. Whoa. In eyeballs? After guilt prompts him to begin removing the eyes of abducted people. We may have a winner here, guys. In hopes of performing transplants on his daughter. Let's bring it up. What happens is so horrifying we can't even hint at it in this poster. I think we may have a winner. But is this really Giallo? I mean, this is directed by Michael Pataki, right? The actor. I would love to have the release. It's definitely stretching it if under the Giallo like genre. Oh, the Carter One Eye definitely is not the one because it's going to be a Giallo box set. Though I would love to see them put out Christina Lindberg's The Color One Eye. So what do you think, guys? The artwork on Mansion of Doom reminds me a lot of the artwork from the other title that we saw. But the only problem with it being Mansion of the Doomed is I don't see that as a Giallo release. So if you've ever seen that as who's seen Mansion of Doom? It's been a long time. When it's got a fantastic artwork on the cover, and I do like Michael Pataki. Google Images. I'm surprised nobody's done Google Image reverse search or anything like that yet. All right. We've gone through a lot in just an hour. But, hey, Center Arcade, welcome, man. Dickies play a Halloween party in Rush Week. Do they really? Okay, I mean, I'm definitely up for that. 10 movie Eyeball. It would be neat if they'd put Eyeball in there because they're doing a Roberto Lenzi film on its own. So to get like Eyeball in there as well, that would be intriguing. Is Severin releasing something? Yes, actually, Eric. Severin is supposed to announce their release actually really soon. It has been heavily rumored that the Andy Milligan box set is what is the big announcement that's coming from Severin. But I heard that it was because of basically the of production that they weren't able to announce the February stuff like ahead of time. Like they announced, of course, the April stuff already. I'm going to shoot another guess. Mansion of Doom's a 70s film. You think that Eyeball looks a lot more like a late 80s, early 90s film to you? Eyeball is different. I mean, like, Eyeball is Roberto Lenzi. So when we're looking at things like Eyeball, and let me bring it up here. Let me bring it up there, actually. Let's do that. All right. So for those that have not seen Eyeball, it's actually pretty cool. Giallo, and I would love it to be Eyeball because Eyeball is 1975. This is my dream thing for it to be. It's probably going to be something like Mansion of Doom, but my dream title is for it to be like Roberto Lenzi's Eyeball. Because it has a multitude of fantastic artwork that you can use for this one. Look at these covers. Let's say it's the 88 Films edition of it. John Richardson's in this one. So this, out of all the ones that are out there that it could be, Eyeball is the one that I would most likely want it to be. I'll take Eyeball a million times over Mansion of the Doomed. Great cast, too. As you can tell, because you've seen a lot of these actors in other films. Just like looking at these pictures here makes me want it to be Eyeball so bad. That priest looks mighty suspicious there. What do you think, guys? What do you want it to be? Love the women in Giallo. They pick some great stuff. You'd swoon over that one. So, Michael, what do you think? Eyeball or Mansion of the Doomed? I'm hoping for Eyeball. I'm worried it's going to be Mansion of Doom, though. Not that Mansion of Doom is a bad film. It's just a different film. I don't know if I consider Mansion of the Doom to be Giallo, though. That's the thing. That's what's killing me. So let's go back to Mansion of Doom for a second. Great cover, by the way. Cover art on it. You got Gloria Graham, Richard Basehart. Like, not Giallo names. Like, one or two of them you expect, okay, sure. But it's directed by Michael Pataki. It's written by Frank Ray Prelli. It's Lance Henriksen, Trish Stewart. Great cast. Wonderful cast. Vic Tayback's in it. Not a lot of Spanish or Italian actors. Doesn't really feel like a Giallo film. I can see it as a slasher film, as a thriller, but I don't see it as Giallo. That would be a disappointment, actually. I'd still get the set because I'd still want the movie and I still want all the films, and I've loved everything that's been on the set so far. Yeah, it's definitely Vinegar Syndrome. It's definitely Vinegar Syndrome style release, but it just doesn't fit in Forgotten Gialli's collection. Mansion Doom and Murder Mansion, so we're getting all mansion set. That's one thing that makes me nervous, because we've already know we're getting Murder Mansion. That's a given. They have kind of similar artwork, but the Murder Mansion, which is right, we see the artwork right here with Evelyn Stewart. I love Evelyn Stewart, by the way. This is Giallo. Like, it's an Italian film. It's Giallo. It really, really does fit along. Look at that artwork. Look at that sexy artwork. Oh, man. That is some sexy artwork that we could go with. So, yeah, I think I used to have that DVD. That was a pretty crappy DVD, if I remember, Michael, like, quality-wise. It wasn't one of their better quality releases. I think that, let's be honest, Full Moon, I love Full Moon. But they have a series called their Grindhouse series, and pretty much the Grindhouse series of releases are mostly put on DVD, and they're like, hey, these are movies. We haven't remastered or anything like that. We're going to call them Grindhouse, and if we call them Grindhouse, then you can't really say anything about us not remastering the films. That's pretty what it reminds me of. Except for Devil's Story. I'm excited for Devil's Story. I make a great workout listening. You know what? You're not the first person to say that. There's a couple on here. They're YouTubers and they're big workout enthusiasts. Really nice people, actually. Hey there, Richard. And they actually watch my videos while they work out. We'll listen to them more than likely. It's the soothingness of my voice. Well, I said the soothingness of my voice in the worst possible voice that I could have. I would expect the worst from Full Moon. I can understand that. I used to love Full Moon back in the day. When I went to college, I'm older than most of you guys here. Full Moon was a big deal in the college campuses. Like, basically when the new Puppet Master came out or the new Trancers and stuff like that, you'd be wanting to get it before anybody else did, because basically I lived in a co-ed dorm, and we had this like common room area where they had a VCR there. We'd go get movies on the weekend. And basically, we'd go and drink is what we'd do. Usually we'd go and drink, and then we'd come home, and eventually we would watch movies in the commons room, sometimes passing out there or somewhere else. You don't want to pass out in the commons room, though. You could get your eyeballs I got eyeballs on my mind now. Eyebrows shaved off, that's happened. And not to me. But yeah, that was college experiences of mine. Orgy of the Living Dead. Vinegar Syndrome put Orgy of the Living Dead. Actually, a really good release of it. No, Orgy of the Living Dead. I'm thinking of a different one. The action figure in the set. They did a Puppet Master. I liked. I liked the Puppet Master stuff. Until they got to the later Puppet Master films. And then it was always like, Puppet Masters fight Nazis again. and I was kind of tired of that after a while. I was okay for Puppet Master 3, get that originate to get that Nazi stuff out of the way, and then you get to Puppet Master like 10, and they're still fighting Nazis, and slightly racist type things like with some of their characters. Just putting it out there. They don't mean it because they're doing them in like almost like in a comic book way, but that really doesn't take away from the fact that there's a movie out there called Ooga Booga. Yeah, that was not thought out well. But I'm not here to rag on Full Moon. I like some of their stuff, but we gotta be honest. The Grindo stuff, it is not the greatest quality when you're looking at, at their releases. I got a few of them in my collection. There are still some Nashi Giallos that do definitely Blu-ray treatments. And I love me some Nashi stuff. Amanda Macabre is supposed to be doing like a pre-order in February for 3 titles. And one of them is Nashi's Really Hard to Get Howl of the Devil. So I'll be on the lookout for that. That is one that you all guys should look out for. You love Subspecies? The first one especially. Second one, I like it, but the mummy character really gets to me. The big Vinegar Syndrome announcement, River, is that Scanner's Cop is coming to Vinegar Syndrome, whether it's going to be on a VSA release, more than likely, or a VSU release. Could be as well. That's happening. We also now know that there is a grotesque-looking eyeball right here, and that is coming in their February Forgotten Gialli box set. We know that The Fear is going to be released from Vinegar Syndrome. I wish that they were doing both of the Fear films because I think they're both really fun little films worth watching. Dragon 5 Corpse is actually really cool. Was that on the first or second Scream Factory set? I know I got one of the sets upstairs. I got set 2 upstairs, and I got to watch the Giallo on there. It's been a while. Michael, thank you for being the first person to comment on my Ultraman Tarot video. So guys, get cool points like Michael and watch the Ultraman Tarot video. Not right now though. Now we're chilling here. Psycho on Perfect. I gotta check that out because I know I haven't seen the movie in years. I haven't seen it without release. I'm behind on a lot. I got like a watch pile that's like so big, and it gets bigger because when you're reviewing stuff, then it's hard to get through things. That's a hard one to say, Kubrick. I mean, that really depends. The best Vinegar Syndrome title to date. I mean, their box sets are great. I mean, I love the Angel set. The Amityville Curse Collection, really, really good. Highly underrated series of films there. I like a lot of their VSAs. I like some VSAs that Michael doesn't like. Because I like those cops ones. But there's I don't know. It's harder to. It's easier for me to like give you the titles I didn't like so much. And I'm looking at you. Yeah, but I don't want to say it. It's VSA. It's a VSA release. That I'm glad I got it, but I know. No, it's not one of my favorites. Wakefield Poll. Do you like that? Do you like the 3? Do you like his 3 pack? It was 3 films in that one, right? Let's just go. We go to the sub labels here. So I wonder if this is out of print. Let's see what's out of print. So Action USA. I cannot believe it went out of print so fast. Action USA is gone. LA Wars is gone. Rad is gone. Forgotten Gialli Volume 1 is gone. Savage Dawn is gone. Vice Academy 1 to 3 is gone. And I know Michael's extremely upset about that. Thomas Dead Dudes in the House. I love that whole entire set. Every film on the Amityville set, like some, may have better play than others, but I like every film on that set. Fleshpot on 42nd Street is the one Andy Milligan title I actually really do like. It's extremely well done. The characterization and the writing and the dialogue is really important. You wouldn't think it would be in a movie called Fleshpot on 42nd Street, but the dialogue is so crisp and real, and I like that in a film. It is very, very very rare that I will mention Andy Milligan and Criterion in the same breath. But Fleshpot on 42nd Street and Sweet Smell Success both have amazing dialogue. Yes, I went there. I connected the two. I connected Andy Milligan with Sweet Smell Success. You only hear it here, folks. You only hear it here. The insanity is only here. The 5 films, 5 years. I got all 4 of those. Those were really good. Deadly Daphne's Revenge is one of those. You either like it or you don't. It's an unusual one. Lust and Dust is a great release. Fugitive Girls, Pickup, otherwise known as Pazuzu. Yep, that's its alternate title. Blood Mania, Point of Terror. That's one of my favorites. I love this one here. It's a double feature. You get like Diane Thorne from the Ilsa film. She's in this one. Pete Carpenter doing his Pete Carpenter type of thing. So you get a lot of Pete Carpenter. I'm enjoying it. Hellbent is another cool title, and Whorehouse on Highway 5. They are so insane. Whorehouse on Highway 5 is one of those movies. It's like, let's just say somebody decides you're in a house, you're in a dorm room, and you just got some leftover stuff, and you say, well, let's make a stew. Let's do something. Let's do something different. So somebody says, okay, well, I got some potatoes, and we'll put some potatoes in the stew. Somebody comes along and says, oh, I got some cabbage, and somebody else says, I got some tomato, and somebody says, I got some chocolate, and I got some spaghetti. And before you got this weird mixed up stew that doesn't make any sense, but for some inexplicable reason, it just tastes really good for you right then. Maybe you're stoned, I don't know, but it just tastes really good. Whorehouse on Highway 5 is that. That's exactly what Whorehouse on Highway 5 is. Whorehouse on Highway 5 has a killer in a Nixon mask. It has Nazis. It has people with a rocket that they're trying to do as a kidnapped girl. And you know what? At the end of the day, it all fits together in some hodgepodge, crazy type of way that you don't expect it to, but it does. And right to the end of the film, when it has a WTF moment, right at the end, you're like, you know what? I had a good time, and I'm glad I watched this crazy, insane film. Blood Mania, Planet Terror is a cool. If you ever get the chance to get Videodrome, definitely check it out. I'm getting hungry now too. That's the killer part. Never talk about food when you're on a stream. It's really not conducive to doing it. We got a peek around old feature here. This out of print Young Like It Hot, Sweet Young Fox. You can still get that on DVD though. Catch My Soul is gone. American Dreamer is gone. Some Call It Loving is gone. Crypt of the Living Dead, House of the Living Dead. I was able to get that one, and the Cutthroats got that one as well. The Cutthroats is by John Hayes. The Exploitation USA really a book that I got recently from my better half that has a interview with John Hayes on it, which I gotta read. Sex World, excellent adult title, one of the best adult titles out there. Unfortunately, that Blu-ray is out of print. And Murder on the Emerald Seas. I made it sound fancier than it is. Pretty Peaches, another really good one. There's actually 3 of those. You can buy the trilogy out there. Runaway Nightmare, insane crazy film by the guy that did Pets. Lust for Freedom, that one's also a print, and the Jekyll and Hyde portfolio of Clockwork Blue. Thank you, Ari. I really appreciate that. And I love those stickers. Hey there, Flipman. As I was going through my rant of what I thought there, wish the boutique labels would slow down. You're running out of money. I know how you feel, Twisted Cinema. Last year, 2020, crazy year. But you know what? I'm actually surprised, Kubrick. I'm actually proud of you, too, at the same time. Crazy year, but what a great year for releases, right? What a great year to be stuck inside. If you're going to be stuck inside, let's have great movies come out there. Let's have Fu Manchu, Al Adamson, the Lindsay Baker set. Let's see this stuff come out. Let's see Gamera come out in a year that you're stuck in the house. What a perfect time. The gods of cinema collecting and the gods of outside made a deal to keep us inside. They said, you're going to be stuck inside for a bit, but here's some excellent cinema and some trashy cinema, depending on what you like. I like them both. Do I think Runaway Nightmare DVD and Crypt of the Living Dead will be able to print when they sell out? So, no, actually, The Blu-rays were limited edition when Vinegar Syndrome did a lot of these initial releases. Some titles they did on Blu-ray with a limited run that were never meant to go into a high production. I would love to see them like re-release them down the road. I know some people wouldn't because they say, oh well, I got it. Yeah, it was limited back then, but I would love to see them re-release them. Maybe put a different cover on them, something like that, just to keep the early ones special for people that are kind of really in a little bit of that stuff. But definitely, I would like to see them released again. But I don't think you're ever going to see them go out of print. Trash equals excellent. I agree. Sex Ward is really good. I recommend it. Cobra Kai Marathon. Cobra Kai is excellent, but I'm about a season behind on Cobra Kai. I got to get caught up, but I got to still watch WandaVision episode 3, and I haven't seen the second season of The Mandalorian because there are not enough hours in the day, and I work way, way, way too much. And it's nailed just before dawn. Such cool release. The DVD of Runaway Nightmare sold out a couple times. Be surprised. People are super anal. Well, actually, when you really, if you deconstruct that sentence in a different way, maybe not. Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. It's good, even though the karate is not exactly. We're not exactly looking for Bruce Lee when we're watching The Karate Kid. Actually, it wasn't even initially supposed to be entitled The Karate Kid. There's another title for the film. Ralph Macchio hated that title, by the way. He said it was never going to do anything with that title. He's wrong, and I guess he's glad he is. Any way that you wanted to donate, you whether you use the description, the thing in below, or the snap super chat, it's just highly appreciated by me either way. There wasn't any class. Yes, I have a whole room, Josephine, of TV shows, like literally a whole room of TV shows, and a lot of classic stuff on there. A lot of the early stuff. Depending on how classic you mean, I've got stuff everywhere from like The Fugitive, I Love Lucy. Murder, She Wrote, just a lot of different type stuff. Of course, and as sitcom wise, yeah. I was a big Happy Days fan growing up. I got a couple seasons of that. Three's Company. Three's Company only had one plot line throughout the entire series, but it was really good. 80s and 90s martial arts from the 80s. I love 80s and 90s martial arts. I agree. They're super cheesy. I love them. My cousin actually has WKRP in Cincinnati. Oh, the UK. I don't have Only Fools and Horses yet. I love the series. That's my favorite. But I have a few different UK shows. What sitcom couple are me and my better half? That's actually a good question. I don't know. She's over there right now. What sitcom couple are we? Well, we're not the Honeymooners, because then she'd be Ralph and be Pal Zam to the moon. So that's not us. Which rules out the Flintstones, the first animated sitcom, and we're not the Simpsons because I'm not that dunce, not yet. Give me a few years. I really don't know. I really have to think about it. Who's the couple from The Office? What's their names? Maybe them.
We're not that mean.
Not mean. It's not mean. Yes, it's called white tea. I do have white tea. I found that when I was over in London, by the way. When I said, "Would you like white? Would you like your white tea?" And I'm like, "Yes, I would." Ren and Stimpy, not quite. Jim and Pam. There we go. We'll go with Jim and Pam. We'll go with that. Because I can't think of any super geeky couples right now. Wait a minute. There was a series called Big Bang Theory. But no, because she's more the scientist type. So that doesn't work either. Michael and Dwight. I don't really think they're a couple. You might have shipped them, man. I don't think they're a couple. I'm gonna go with Jim and Pam. Office-wise, I've always been Jim. Sad to say, but it's true. Yes, I have actually. I went to London a few years back. Some 8. I loved it. It was. I got off the plane in London. We got onto the train to get over to over to Baker Street because we were staying in a place that was close to Baker Street. And just walking through the streets at the time, I knew this was the place that I loved. This was a place I belonged. Much like when I went to Morocco, I knew that these were the places that I wanted to spend massive amounts of time in. I loved them. Favorite sitcom of all time is Taxi. Taxi is cool. I don't remember Dave and Lisa. I remember News Radio slightly. But most of the time, News Radio, I remember it for Phil Hartman. Rest in peace, Phil. You were really good. I'm mad about you. No, I don't think I'm a Paul Reiser. Maybe Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh no, my better half hates Seinfeld. I know it's sacrilege, but she hates Seinfeld, and I don't think she's ever watched Curb Your Enthusiasm because she hates Seinfeld. But I actually did, and I really loved Curb Your Enthusiasm because it was one of those slow burn shows where Joe could take 8 episodes to like follow through, and I like that. I thought it was genius. You got to say, you never know what you're going to get when you come in here, do you? We're talking about Vinegar Syndrome. We're talking about Scanner's Cop. We go into Gialli. We get into sitcoms. She's like the Rick to my Morty. Oh, Rick's not a son. Well, the Morty to my... What do you mean the Morty to my... Oh, Rick to my... Oh, yeah, right. Rick is a son. Duh. She's never watched Rick and Morty. Me and her sister, by the way, I've been trying to get her to watch Rick and Morty for about a year and a half now. Neither one of us has succeeded yet, but we will. Because sooner or later, she's going to be in Morocco. She's going to have nowhere to go. I'm going to be there. Mooney's going to be there. We're going to put on Rick and Morty because I do have the first 3 seasons on DVD right here. And we are going to trap her to watch Rick and Morty. Seemed like a never nude. Quite the opposite. I could be nude right now. You wouldn't know it. Maybe that's the reason that you're seeing the Vinegar Syndrome thing and not me. The Seinfeld characters are so mean. That's the thing with Seinfeld characters. Came with tons of Jess Franco DVDs. Oh, man. Actually, it's neat, Twisted, because I went to, when I went to London, we were coming home, so you got to go over, as you know, you go over to the customs place and you keep all your receipts, right? Because at the time, you got the, what's it called again? The VAT, right? Because you're paying all this extra stuff, but you get it all back. Into the Screech again. I wish I was into the Screech. Actually, I don't like Screech that much. Don't tempt me, Michael. But hate to say, remind me of Paul Bartel and Mary Warnow. I actually take that as a compliment. Eating Raoul, guys. Yeah, I will dig that, man. So I get over there and he's like picking at all these like 88 films releases and Arrow video stuff and all these like crazy, insane horror films and that. And he comes over to me and he talks to me. He says, "So you collect horror films?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a YouTube channel that I do." And so he's talking to me for like a long time about like movies and movies that I should watch. And have I seen this movie? And I've seen that movie. I had a very good time with the London's customs people. Tongue action. Hey, you never know. That'll be like a super chat thing. Have a donation bar up for that. Have you ever been to Alaska? I have not. My better half has been to the Northwest Territories. I lived in Canada during really cold winterous times, so it felt like Alaska at times. I've had igloos. I heard Screech was like the guy that plays Screech was ill now. Unfortunately, I heard like that he had some issues, like medical issues. All right, guys. Do you know what time it is right now? It's that time again. At 80 minutes. 80 minutes. Which is a decent length of exploitation film. Not one of those long ones. Not one of those 90-minute ones. One of those like 80-minute kind of ones that, they stretched it maybe 10 minutes too long when they were making it. But I am losing my voice. And that's never a good thing. I am Aaron. You are the cult of cinema. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. For those that don't follow me, please do. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. If you're interested in being a Patreon supporter, I would greatly appreciate it. Look for me in Patreon under the Live Movie Club, which we call ourselves the Crimson Cult. We do some cool stuff in there, and I got some videos coming up. Make sure you check out my Ultraman Tarot video. And you can always, even if the video's not live, I got a donation link down below. Help me get there so that I can actually go out and get and reach that goal of getting the halfway to Black Friday stuff. Have a great night, guys. I will see you soon. Here we go.